Have you ever noticed that no matter how much sugar you eat, a cookie, a piece of chocolate, or even a healthy smoothie, you still end up craving more? That was me. Every single day, after lunch, I needed something sweet. And if I didn't have it, I'd get moody, tired, and my brain would just shut down. At first, I thought it was normal. Everyone loves a bit of sugar, right? But over time, I started realizing something wasn't right. My energy was crashing every afternoon, my skin kept breaking out, and I was waking up exhausted, even after 8 hours of sleep. That's when I started wondering, what if sugar is actually the reason my body feels so off balance? I decided to do something I had never done before: quit sugar completely for 30 days. No desserts, no sodas, no just a little bit. Even hidden sugars in bread, sauces, and snacks had to go. I wanted to find out, both for myself and for anyone watching this, what really happens to your body when you stop eating sugar for a whole month. And trust me, the first few days were rough. But what I discovered by the end completely changed how I see food, energy, and even my mood. When I decided to cut sugar, I didn't want to just rely on willpower. I wanted to know exactly what sugar does inside our body. So I started digging deep into medical studies, Harvard Health, Mayo Clinic, even a few papers from Nature and the NIH, and honestly, I was shocked. One study from Harvard showed that people who get more than 10% of their daily calories from added sugar have a 38% higher risk of dying from heart disease, even if they're not overweight. Another paper explained that when you eat sugar, your liver gets flooded with fructose, a type of sugar that can't be used directly for energy, so your liver turns it into fat. Over time, that fat builds up and can cause non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which millions of people don't even know they have. But what really surprised me was how sugar hijacks the brain. Every time you eat something sweet, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical released when people use drugs like nicotine or cocaine. That's why the first bite feels amazing, but soon you need more to get the same feeling. There's also the inflammation effect. One study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that just one sugary drink can spike inflammatory markers in the blood for hours. Chronic inflammation is linked to joint pain, fatigue, and even depression. And here's something I didn't expect. Sugar affects your gut bacteria. It feeds the bad microbes and starves the good ones. That means worse digestion, bloating, mood swings, and even weaker immunity. After learning all that, it finally made sense. The reason I was always tired, craving snacks, and losing focus wasn't just low energy. My body was literally stuck in a chemical loop created by sugar. So I decided, for 30 days, I'm cutting it out completely. No sodas, no desserts, no processed snacks. And instead, I'll replace them with real foods that actually fuel my body. The first few days were brutal. I'm not gonna lie. I had headaches, I felt irritated, and I kept craving something sweet after every meal. But that wasn't just in my head. Studies from the Yale Journal of Biology and Medicine explain that when you cut sugar, your brain goes through something similar to withdrawal. Dopamine levels drop, and that makes you feel low, anxious, even a bit foggy. Around day 4, my energy dipped hard. I'd wake up tired and couldn't focus, but this time, I knew what was happening. My body was switching from using glucose, the easy energy from sugar, to burning stored fat. That's called metabolic adaptation, and researchers at Stanford University say it usually takes 7 to 10 days. By the end of the first week, something amazing started to happen. My taste buds literally changed. Foods that I used to think were bland, like apples, carrots, or even plain yogurt, started tasting naturally sweet. This is backed by research from Monochemical Senses Center, showing that the receptors on your tongue become more sensitive to natural sugars after just 2 weeks without refined sugar. In week 2, I noticed another shift. My energy stopped crashing in the afternoon. No more post-lunch fog. Scientists at Johns Hopkins University found that consistent sugar spikes mess with your circadian rhythm, the system that regulates your sleep and energy cycles. When you stabilize your blood sugar, your energy curve smooths out through the day. By week 3, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time: mental clarity. I could focus longer, remember better, and even my mood stabilized. Turns out, that's not a coincidence either. High sugar intake increases levels of BDNF suppressors, brain chemicals that reduce neuroplasticity. When sugar goes down, your brain literally starts working better. And here's a funny thing, even my skin changed. I didn't expect that at all. But when I looked it up, I found research in the British Journal of Dermatology that links high blood sugar to a process called glycation, where sugar molecules attach to collagen, making your skin dull and older looking. After cutting sugar, collagen breakdown slows down, and your skin looks fresher. Once I committed to this 30-day sugar-free challenge, I knew I couldn't just cut sugar and leave myself hungry or craving more. So I started thinking carefully about what I could eat instead. For breakfast, I replaced pastries and sweet cereals with oatmeal, eggs, and Greek yogurt. Oatmeal is full of soluble fiber called beta-glucan, which slows sugar absorption and keeps your blood sugar steady, something I learned from Harvard Health Studies. Greek yogurt gives protein that keeps me full, and adding a few berries made it sweet naturally without any refined sugar. Lunches became all about protein and vegetables. I cooked chicken breast, salmon, or lentils with plenty of steamed greens. Not only did this keep me satisfied, but according to the American Heart Association, it also reduces sugar cravings because my blood sugar stayed more stable. Snacks were tricky. I had to be creative. I turned to nuts, dates, or a small piece of dark chocolate 85% plus. Research from Frontiers in Nutrition shows that dark chocolate can actually boost serotonin and calm cravings without spiking glucose. Even dinners changed. I preferred lighter, nutrient-dense meals like vegetable soups, fish with brown rice, or eggs with avocado. Studies from the NIH suggest that complex carbs at dinner help regulate nighttime blood sugar and improve sleep. I also swapped sugary drinks for water, green tea, or a squeeze of lemon. Harvard Health Publishing mentions that green tea compounds, like EGCG, help with blood sugar control and metabolism. Over time, I noticed how my body was responding. I wasn't just avoiding sugar. I was teaching my body to use real, nourishing food for energy. My cravings decreased, my energy stabilized, my focus improved, and even my skin started to look healthier. It wasn't about restriction anymore. It was about feeding my body what it truly needed. After 30 days, the changes were undeniable. I wasn't just feeling less tired or craving sweets less. I felt different. My mornings became easier. Waking up wasn't a battle anymore. My energy levels were more even throughout the day, without those sudden crashes. My mood stabilized, and I noticed my focus and productivity improved significantly. Scientifically, all of this makes sense. By removing added sugars, I reduced inflammation, allowed my gut microbiome to recover, and stopped overloading my liver with fructose. Blood sugar levels stayed steady, dopamine regulation improved, and my brain chemistry started to normalize. I also realized that small changes in what I ate had big ripple effects. Eating more protein, fiber, healthy fats, and natural sources of sweetness helped my body feel nourished instead of deprived. The biggest lesson, it wasn't about cutting out something I loved, it was about retraining my body to enjoy foods that actually fuel me. If you've ever wondered what sugar is doing to your body, or if you've struggled with energy crashes, cravings, or mood swings, consider giving it a break. Even a week can feel different, but 30 days will really open your eyes to how resilient and adaptable your body can be. And honestly, after experiencing it myself and reading the science behind it, I know that anyone can benefit from understanding how sugar affects the body and learning how to feed yourself in a way that supports energy, focus, and overall health. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe to Wellness Path.